For the second week in a row, we are showing you a brand spanking new indicator created this year. Now, the results we showed you from the indicator last week were a bit lackluster. Can we improve on that this week? He seems optimistic. And welcome, traders, to the Indicator Profile series on a Thursday this week, not a Wednesday. We had some connectivity issues yesterday, but I will be willing to bet that a lot of you went to the Stonehill Forex blog and got a sneak peek of this. So if you did not, or if you just want to see my perspective on it, once again, welcome. We will jump right into things. Now, before we do that, if you yourself are new, enjoy the video, but just know that some things aren't going to make sense because we do things a certain way here. But we want you on board. We want you to do things our way too. So go to nononsenseforex.com, read the homepage, watch that first video, and get caught up. It's worth it. But for the rest of us, once again, the year on this indicator is 2023. Now, I don't know if this thing was conceptualized back in 2023. It used to be an MT5 indicator, if I was reading the blog right, but the problem was it was repainting. So somebody came in and redid it as an MT4 indicator that did not repaint. So technically this is a 2023 indicator. Now it's going to be a confirmation indicator. This will be a two lines cross version of that confirmation indicator. And as far as an exit goes, I just haven't really looked at it long enough to know or really put any kind of opinion on it. But as you will see very shortly, there are a number of ways you can go with this. But let's just go ahead and take a look at it now and you'll see what I'm talking about. So the StableFX looks like this. Now, as you can probably figure, this is not going to be the finished version of it, at least not in our book. But you do have a bunch of things going on. You got a few different lines. You have this either zero line or midline, whatever it is. But as far as this video goes, this is all you need to concern yourself about. It is a two lines cross. And if you're unfamiliar, we'll just go over it again. Once the signal line crosses and closes over the slower of the two lines, in this case can be the red, that is your long signal. And then when it goes the other way, crosses and closes below, that is your short signal. Losing signal would be something like this right here, but hopefully the rest of your algorithm takes care of the majority of those. But real simple stuff. Now I will say that, again, you need to take what it gives you and get creative with it. Like, why wouldn't you? Don't just take our version and say, okay, I'm just going to go with that permanently and not try to leverage anything else on the screen here. That's silly. You know, there's a good chance that you are far more creative than we are. I would actually wager to say that wouldn't be a stretch at all to say that. So certainly play around with it and see what kind of results you get. But we played around with it, and we got our own results, and we will look at those now. But first, always understand, these results really don't mean anything. How it performs in your system means everything. People still, to this day, get way too caught up in the results we show you. They are simply guidelines, nothing more. But also know that we have you totally hooked up down below in the description of this video. We give you my automation blog, which has a video embedded showing you how to test this yourself on MT4, so there are no excuses. And as always, you'll get a link to the blog for this indicator from Stonehill Forex. Shows you all the tweak settings we don't show you, blah, blah, blah. You've probably already seen the damn blog this week. But if you want to know the mathematics, the history, which settings you should be using, which settings you should be ignoring, that's where you're going to find all of that. You will also see that on Dan Stone's YouTube channel if you want a more visual look at this. He'll run it in real time. He'll show you how it doesn't repaint. And it's really just kind of a continuation video that you can go watch after you're done with this one. Now, if you have an indicator you want to submit for the show, we're going to give you Dan's second email address where you can go do that. And as always, the indicator library, a link to that so you can download everything you've ever seen on the indicator profile series since its inception. So let us see how the StableFX performed. We will start with the euro dollar, and I'm pretty excited What about you? I mean, these are damn good results right here. Good win-loss ratio, too, for Forex, like almost approaching the level of suspicion on my part. But again, Dan tests these thoroughly. You can even see how he does it. But these are numbers you can absolutely write home about. Solid amount of trades. I mean, this is just flat out good after the tweaks. So let's see if this momentum carries forward into gold. Yes, it does. Lower win-loss ratio, of course, but higher ROI, which means more money in your bank account. Now, have we seen higher numbers for gold on this show? We have. But again, remember, these are guidelines. If something is cranking out over 24% a year on one pair, I am going to test it in my system immediately. And this one is no exception. Over to the S&P, where numbers are usually sub 10%. Look at this again. Not a lot of total trades, but you know, who says that's always a bad thing? When you're getting an ROI that beats the overall average, yearly average of the S&P 500 by a couple percentage points. What was it? Bernie Madoff would get like 14%, sometimes a little over 14%, and very rich people were lining up outside of his door just to get those extra percentage points over the average. And one indicator is giving you that level of success on its own. This is significant. We've had nice, consistent results across the board so far. Let's end it off with Bitcoin. Decent. We know the way Bitcoin trends. You certainly could do better than this on Bitcoin. But man, especially what it was able to do with the euro dollar and the S&P, this thing is a winner. So 2023, you have redeemed yourself. Now, in the year 2023, you are going to want to be on board with this channel. Subscribe, hit the bell. Don't miss out on anything. I just came out with a blog today saying this is when I think the recession is probably going to be. You are going to want to be prepared and ready and trading on all full cylinders before this happens. And we got you covered. We've done our part, but you still got to do yours. So put in the work and go get it.